Hello everybody, Bad Wolf here with a new video on modding. I am modding today The Witcher Extended Edition, or TWEE for short. When modding TWEE, it is fairly simple. All you have to do is drag the mod from one folder to the other. That's it. None of this stuff that The Witcher 3 has where you have to merge scripts and merge textures and do this, that, and the other. Just drag and drop is all there is to it with The Witcher EE. So let's get started. When modding The Witcher EE, you will be looking at your folder, your root folder for it, which is called The Witcher Enhanced Edition. Whether it's GOG or Steam, I don't know what it's called under Steam, but for GOG, it's The Witcher Enhanced Edition. That's the name of the folder. Even though the game is the director's cut, Director's Cut adds in the uncensored versions that they did when they took out the nudity. Um, so that's all the Director's Cut is. It's just putting in nudity. Anyway, so in your root folder for The Witcher EE, you will see a data folder. In that data folder, as you can see on mine is already has mods in it. This is the basic stuff that is already in the data folder. There's just some other folders in here that are from different mods. But when you go to mod for Witcher EE, what you have to do is you have to create a folder called Override. So just create a new folder, call it Override, and it is one word. So let's grab a mod. And the mod that I am going to use for reference is Project Mercy. Now there are two different camps when it comes to loading mods into The Witcher EE. You have one side that says that you need to keep all your mods loose and do not place them in individual folders. And then there are others that use individual folders in the override folder. And then there are some mods that aren't even in the override folder, they are just placed in the data folder. Let me go to that one first. When you see mods that are in the data that go straight into the data folder and not into the override folder, what you need to do is you need to move them into the override folder. Now let's go on to having mods loose in the override folder. That is perfectly fine. You can have the mods loose if you see a mod and somebody did a readme in that zip folder that says put the mods in loose, you can do that. One even said that they learned the hard way to put them in individual folders, but they didn't expand on what they were talking about. I don't know what the consequences are, but from what I understand, there are none. And the reason why I say there are none is you can have them in individual folders. I asked a creator, Mercy Rockoff, who I know, who created this mod that I'm on right now called Project Mercy. And I asked him about which way can it be, loose or in individual folders, or can it be both? Here is the reply from Mercy. Placing mods in the override folder is just generally adopted idea to not make a mess in the game's data folder. The actual truth is the game doesn't see folders at all. It only sees file names. So you can place files loose in override or organized by folders or even create your own folder in data called Wolf Rules and place your mods in there and it will still work. I always say who asks me this question Choose whatever makes it easier for yourself to manage your files. So again, it does not matter how you have it, whether you have it loose or in folders, as long as they're all in override, it does not matter. So let's go ahead and use the Project Mercy mod. Open it up with your favorite unzipping tool. I use WinRAR. I like it the best. There is a free version of it. You don't have to pay money for it. It really doesn't cost much, and it's not a yearly fee. It is not a monthly fee. It's just one price to unlock it forever. It didn't cost me that much. When I got the key years ago to unlock it, but this is the tool I prefer to use. So when you open up the zip folder and you click on Project Mercy, you will see two folders. These two folders will go into your data folder. You will see one called Modules and you will see one called Override. In the Modules folder, there's another folder called Final. And in that Final folder is a mod, loose file. So that will go into the data folder, like so. I already have it in there, but I'm going, just for the video, I am going to go ahead and replace it. It's the same thing. There was there was no modules folder at all in the data folder before I used Project Mercy. Okay, so let's take a look at the override folder. It has a folder called Project Mercy, and in that folder is other individual folders. So what I will do is I will go back to override. Again, I have already loaded this into the data folder for Witcher EE. But for this video, I will show you. I slide over override, and it's going to copy everything over into override. And it's asking me to replace the files, 208 of them, because they're already in there because of this mod. I'm going to go ahead and click replace because I already know that it's the same thing. I don't have to worry about it. But this is all you have to do in order to mod the Witcher EE. Is just move folders or move loose files. And when talking about loose files, I will get to one. I'll use Radovid Witcher 3 Face. Click on that, and there's individual files for this mod. So I will select all of those except for the README. And I will go over here to the data folder in the Witcher EE, and I will double click override because all these need to be in the override folder. Now, if I wanted to, I could create a folder right now and call it Rad Ovid Witcher 3 Base. And then I can go ahead and I can click on that folder and I can move all this into there. And now it's in there as an individual folder. But if I don't want to do that, if I want to go ahead and have them individual, loose, then I'll just go ahead and send this to Incinerator. We'll delete it. And then I can just go ahead and move these over individually like so. I already have them in there because like I said, I've already loaded mods. So I'm going to go ahead and replace them anyway, even though I already have them. And that's all there is to it. It is far simpler doing mods for The Witcher EE than it is for The Witcher 3, as I stated at the beginning of the video. Now, when playing The Witcher, I have around 150 hours in the game. I've played this twice. It is a keyboard and mouse game. When they first made this game in 2007, they had the intention to move it to console. I think back then that was PlayStation 1 and the first Xbox. Um, but they ran out of money, I do believe, and they scrapped the idea of making it for consoles. So they never got around to adding in features for controllers. Well, it just so happens there are some programs out there for controllers to play with games that are keyboard and mouse. And in Nexus, there are mods that help you map out the controller that you use for uh, in order to play The Witcher. I will show you that in the next video. It is going to be relatively a short video. I'll show you which program I use. I'll show you which uh, um, controller mapping program I use, mod that I use from Nexus, and I'll show you which the different programs that are out there. I think there's a total of three of them. I'm sure there's more, but there's only three of them listed in the Nexus, different ones that have controller mapping. So those are the three that I will show you. And again, I'll show you which one that I use. Uh, that's it for now. So I thank you for watching How to Mod Witcher 3 EE. And if you like the video, please click on the thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, go ahead and click subscribe and then the bell icon to be notified the next time I bring a new video to YouTube. This has been Bad Wolf, and I thank you for watching. And until next time, have fun and keep gaming.